Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yep, what's good, original crew, man? We are back, baby. Yes, we're back. What's up? We got a Watch Mojo for y'all today, man. We got 10 creepiest messages found at crime scenes. Beyond the Zodiac Killer. No. Do you know any of them? Like anything that's like was a creepy message at a crime scene?
Not off the top of my head, no.
So, one, the Zodiac Killer.
Well, besides him, but others, not off the top of my head.
Other than him, the DC snipers. They used to leave messages at, well, it wasn't at crime scenes. It was at different spots. So, cause they were sniping. And then when they was able to, they'll leave like a message somewhere. So, I guess that won't be considered because it's not technically at the crime scene. So, yeah. But hey, with that being said, before we get into it, make sure you check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go if you want to first support. All you got to do is check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's visuals,
liking it with a thumbs up.
And we'll highly appreciate it, man. But let's dive into it, y'all. Let's check this out. Let's see what it's about, man. You ready?
I'm ready.
I'll have that blood sample in about 5 seconds. Okay.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're taking a look at 10 times killers left behind creepy messages for investigators to find.
The general tenor of these notes was to tease.
The Son of Sam letter.
I want you to go out and kill.
Yes.
Kill! Kill! Kill!
David Berkowitz, also known as the Son of Sam, terrorized New York City in the mid-70s, killing and wounding many with his...
Is that a movie about it?
I guess so. What is it called? Son of Sam. I'm just gonna write it down.
No, that's the killer name.
Oh, okay.
His porn nickname was Son of Sam.
Okay.
Of Sam terrorized New York City in the mid-70s, killing and wounding many with his .44 caliber revolver. On April 17, 1977, Berkowitz committed the double murder of Valentina Suriani and Alexander Esau, bringing his body count to 5. Up to this point, he was known as the .44 caliber killer. However, that changed when authorities found a handwritten note by Berkowitz, in which he not only taunted the police force, but also identified himself as the Son of Sam. The letter is incredibly eerie, not just for its taunting content, but also its frequent misspellings, grammatical errors, and rambling, often of an incoherent nature. It provides a glimpse into the troubled mind of its author.
You thought what you were doing was right? It was not right, but that somehow this had some kind of plan.
Message machete. There was no questioning the intentions of one Prince Hepburn after the forensic report of this crime scene came back from the lab.
After just over an hour of deliberations, a jury has determined that Prince Hepburn is guilty of killing his girlfriend, Nellie Brown Cox, 2 years ago.
This is because Hepburn actually left behind the murder weapon with a very specific pair of messages written about both the actual and intended victims. A bloody machete was found at the scene where Hepburn murdered his girlfriend with the phrase, "This is what cheaters get," scrawled on the blade. On the other side was a message for the other potential victim. It's the level of morbidity that only tends to be seen in horror movies, but in this case, the horror was very, very real.
When the verdict was handed down, Hepburn appeared calm, the same way he had appeared throughout the trial.
Tarot cards. The Beltway snipers terrorized the Washington, D.C. area back in 2002, utilizing long-distance rifles to maximize the cold and detached distances between them and their...
Have you ever watched it? She called it the what?
And appeared calm, the same way he had appeared throughout the trial.
Tarot cards. The Beltway snipers
The Beltway snipers?
Oh, because I guess that's why. Yeah.
I ain't never heard them call that, though. I wonder why they call them that. Is that like a specific thing with like the DC area?
Yeah.
Like
I thought so.
But I'm saying, what is Beltway though? Is what I'm saying. Is that like, because you know how certain places got like certain things. It's like coin. I'm like, because it might be a regional thing. Is what I'm saying. Like, just from my understanding, we call them DC snipers. You know what I'm saying? Because it was around the DC area. But I guess because all crime didn't happen in DC, I guess that's why they say Beltway. But I'm like, does Beltway shows it like? Does it have a meaning or anything but significant behind it? But yeah, that's all.
Terrorized the Washington, D.C. area back in 2002, utilizing long-distance rifles to maximize the cold and detached distances between them and their victims.
Did you ever watch the movie?
Go.
I did.
Go.
John Allen Muhammad and Lee Boyd Malvo utilized different calling cards over the course of their terror spree. But one particularly chilling moment occurred after the October 7th shooting of Iron Brown. Malvo and Muhammad left the death tarot card at the crime scene, inscribed with the words, "Do not release to the press. For you, Mr. Police, and call me God."
Leads that once didn't mean anything started to bring the case together.
It was creepy and deeply disturbing, to say the least.
I mean, I was a monster. If you look up the definition, I mean, that's what a monster is. I was a ghoul. I was a thief. I stole people's lives.
Pentagrams.
So let me ask you a question pertaining to this guy, right? Because you know about John Muhammad and then Lee Boy, right? But you say you never watched the movie,
I don't think so.
So you don't know like the background of everything. So, do you think he should have received life in jail?
How can I answer that when I don't know, like...
So, I'm saying, like...
I know a little bit. Like, I know the things they did, but I don't know the full, like...
So, he was the one pulling the trigger, Lee Boy.
Yeah.
But
it was that was he ordered to?
He was ordered to, like, to saying, like, now, shooting... Basically, he was telling him when to shoot. Yeah. He trained him to shoot, because John Muhammad used to be in the military, so he's military trained.
Yeah.
He trained those same teachings over to this boy, but at the time he was a juvenile. So that's where I said, do you believe that he should have received life? Because we have seen, even with like recently, with the Menendez brothers, right? Their time has been changed. They no longer have life. They have 50 years, 50 to life. But they're still working, trying to get it reduced to hopefully get out one day. But we've seen time and time again where people that are considered juveniles have received received life, but with the new law that has came out, juveniles can't receive life. So do you feel as though he's possibly should get 25, 50 years?
You said, basically asking, should they go back and
re-sentence.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. They doing it with others, so what makes him different?
Because we've seen it even in body cams that we've done where people, since they're juveniles, they possibly get a second chance at it.
Yeah.
And they talked about, and even in the movie, him being brainwashed.
Yeah. I don't know, like, on what grounds, like, will make, like, with the others that have, like, went back and they revisited and, like, have reduced things or changed things or whatever the case may be. I don't know if it's, like, maybe this, since it was multiple people, if the nature would be a little bit different.
But do you take into consideration him being brainwashed? Because he did get him as a youth from another country, kind of put all this, because he grew up with like no father figure, so John became his father figure. John became that parent figure in his life that he yearned for, and so he was willing to do whatever he wanted him to do. So him being brainwashed,
I mean, it's easy to brainwash a child, so I think I answered your question. I don't know what else you want.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if you answered it or not.
I did.
It sounded like you was.
You asked, do I think that they should go back and I said, yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, what makes him different than all the others that they're going back and changing?
The only thing I feel like people will try to justify him having life is the fact, like you said, the fact that he has multiple.
And that's why I say I don't know, like with the others though, if it's just because they were minor and it was one situation which is still not good, but in this case, it's like because it was multiple and how it was done.
Have you seen people who kill like multiple?
Since it was multiple and how it was done, I don't know if they would look at. Because every case is different.
Reason why I asked, because I know he had petitioned at one point to try to get a resentencing.
And they denied it?
I think so. And I think John Muhammad was executed, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's no longer here. Yeah, he was put to death in 2009.
I was a ghoul. I was a thief. I stole people's lives.
Pentagrams.
Why did you kill those people?
No comments. No comments. I cannot answer that at this time.
Richard Ramirez, better known as the Nightstalker, had a strange fascination with pentagrams. He famously drew one on his hand during his initial court appearance, but that wasn't the first time law enforcement encountered the symbol in this case. Back on May 29, 1985, Ramirez assaulted sisters Mabel Bell and Florence Lang in their home. Following the attack, he stole Bell's lipstick and drew 2 pentagrams on the bedroom walls.
He just left so much destruction and lives.
But the thing that was so frightening about it from like the public's point of view, remembering back then, was that it was all so random.
He continued this MO when he attacked married couple Peter and Barbara Pan on the night of August 18th. After shooting them both, Ramirez grabbed some lipstick and drew a pentagram on the bedroom wall, along with the phrase, "Jack the Knife."
I think she was spared because he said, "Get on your hands and knees and say you love Satan." And she said, I just looked in the eye and says, "No, I will not do that. I believe in Jesus Christ."
BTK's Polaroids.
The 3 photos are of a woman's dead body. The driver's license belongs to Vicki Wegerly, killed in her home in 1986.
After at least 10 victims and many long years, the BTK Killer, real name Dennis Rader, was finally caught on February 25th, 2005. Virtually every place associated...
Is that how he used to go?
Probably, yeah.
That's some sick, weird ass shit.
It really is.
And then I think is he the one where his daughter like goes out? I think now like speaks, and she's done segments of like my dad is a serial killer. I think just imagine, you know what I'm saying? You grew up with this man, you know what I'm saying? You see this man in one light, and then later on you find out he's a serial killer. Like just imagine like. And then you see all these images and see all this stuff. And it's just like, did we not recognize the signs?
And that's the thing. Not always will someone recognize signs or realize that maybe something or behavior was a little odd, but you ain't really thinking nothing about it or whatever the case. Because some people are just that good at living double lives. They're that good at hiding what they want to hide. If they don't want you to find out, maybe they go hide it. Like, they're good at that. And over years doing it, you just get better and better at it. And that's just what it is. Like, these 2 worlds become your norm. So it's easy for you to, I guess, hide it from your loved ones. You have a whole family's wife, kids, and they never knew.
Ain't this the reason why he got caught? Because he was sitting in front of church?
That I don't know. You
remember
what's his
somebody sent the letter from the church, and then they did the IP, or was they like heavily in the church? Something like that.
I don't know. I really don't.
All right.
Finally caught on February 25th, 2005. Virtually every place associated with Rader became an instant crime scene, including his church, house, and business. And in all 3 places, investigators found disturbing evidence of his crimes.
You do know who
I don't even know. Oh, is this the...
Hold on, I'm finna show you real quick. You do know, see?
Oh, the BTK Killer? Oh, I do know. I promise, I just know his face. Didn't even know his name.
He do have a distinctive face where you see it. I just know his face because he
looks like a little, what's some little dogs? The little pugs. No, seriously, not being funny. Like, every time I see him, I think of but pugs are cute though. But he just got like that little, Oh, no, he just got a distinctive face.
He ended up getting a divorce in 2005 when he got caught.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he got caught in 2005.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you've been married since 1971? Did they say 1971? You've been married that long. That's crazy.
Just
and you
imagine.
never, like, you literally come home, lay down with this man every night, and he out here.
His daughter looked just like him.
She kind of looked like.
She's a blended of her mom and dad. It ain't full screen, so it's hard to see. But she's a blended of her mom and dad, but she do look a lot like her dad. Oh, see, no. This is her wedding photo.
Those are wedding photos, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, right here, he looks different than the.
Because he's pissed off.
Like, he looks, and that's why his face all bunched up, and he just looked like, he looks mean.
But.
Looks very, But on the other pictures, he just looked like your everyday guy.
He was I think he had a high position in the church, didn't he?
I didn't know all of that. Like I said, I just knew his face, and I knew that he was.
I swear he had a high position in the church, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, she said that, I think that's.
But I'm saying like a hot, like really involved within his church.
Oh, okay.
He had dolls that he used to help facilitate his imagination, and he would experiment.
Rader had personally taken Polaroids of his victims in various stages of distress and decomposition and stored these photos throughout the aforementioned locations. The macabre images served as irrefutable proof of his guilt and helped secure a conviction and sentence of 10 consecutive life terms.
I already had the tripod, and so I rigged that up, and lo and behold, I could take pictures of myself.
Dead driver's license. David Kalick was unapologetic after murdering his ex-girlfriend in 2014. So much so that he posted his grotesque handiwork to the internet.
He was drinking beer while police were hunting for him and talking about his dead girlfriend as if she was still alive.
It was known as the 4chan murder in the press after Kalick uploaded photos of the crime and text apparently lamenting the fact that, quote, it's way harder to strangle someone to death than it looks on the movies. Additionally, Kalick wrote messages around the house, including bad news on blinds in the home, and she killed me first on a framed photo. Finally, Kalick scrawled out a blunt statement on his ex's driver's license, one that simply said, dead.
And in his confession note, Kalick also said, quote, running from the cops was so much fun. Then he signed his initials, DK.
A deadly plea.
The random savagery of the lipstick killer didn't jibe with a city known for its strong, safe neighborhoods.
The legal case of the lipstick killer, William Herons, was a mess, featuring inconsistent prosecution, shoddy police work, and illegalities behind the scenes.
It was then, with his own lawyers encouraging him, that he stopped fighting and decided to take the rap for 3 murders he did not commit.
There are some who feel that Herons wasn't even the notorious serial killer who left a creepy moniker-defining message at the scene of a crime. It was scrawled on a victim's apartment wall, and it said, quote, for heaven's sake, catch me before I kill more. I cannot control myself. Herons was ultimately sentenced to life in prison for 3 separate murders, although he died in prison maintaining that his confession was coerced.
He insisted he had confessed solely to save himself from the electric chair, not because he was guilty.
A promise to return. She may currently live...
Do you think some people do that? Especially like some murder cases where they might, feel forced to admit to a crime, which we do know some people do that, feel forced to admit to a crime that they know they didn't do, all due to the fact that they are in fear of that they might get the death penalty.
Yeah, yeah, people do it. It happens more often than it should, but yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was guilty.
A promise to return. She may currently live under an alias, but the woman born Mary Bell possesses the gruesome distinction of being Britain's youngest female killer.
Oh, she was wicked. She was. I think there's no question about it.
Bell was still a preteen when she strangled the first of her 2 victims back in 1968. By all accounts, Bell's home life was full of trauma and mistreatment at the hands of her mother, and she displayed troubling and dangerous behavior for some time before killing her first victim, Martin Brown.
She was deeply embedded in a sort of petty crime environment, an environment in which violence against each other was something that was almost acceptable and the norm.
Later, Bell and an accomplice would not only harass Brown's mother prior to her son's funeral, but they also left taunting notes to police at a nearby nursery they vandalized. One of the notes read, "I murder so that I may come back."
The general tenor of these notes was to tease and provoke the police because the police weren't making any progress.
Bloody writings. While the Manson family is notorious for killing Sharon Tate, their true victim count is actually much higher. Throughout the summer of 1969, the family killed 9 individuals, although they're suspected of more. At 3 of these crime scenes, various messages were written in the victim's blood. After murdering Gary Hinman, one member wrote the phrase "political piggy" on the wall. At the infamous Tate crime scene, Susan Atkins wrote "pig" on the front door.
You go around there, see if there's a back entrance. Go.
The last and perhaps most famous message was left at the La Bianca scene. Patricia Krenwinkel wrote the phrases "rise," "death to pigs," and "helter skelter." The latter of these was misspelled and became the eventual title of Vincent Bugliosi and Kurt Gentry's landmark book. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel.
What in the weird ass shit, bro? I ain't gonna lie, people are freaking weird, bro. Like it doesn't.
The whole family.
Oh, you want? Yes, you do. And it's not necessarily a family.
Okay, how many is it?
It's he had like these group of women.
Okay, well they looked
Charles
at each
Manson.
other as family.
No, he had
They looked at each other as family.
No, it's a diss.
I know, I see it. I see that up there. I was reading. That's why I said what I said.
It was more that he had a bunch of women. Yo, how the fuck this little short mother? See, no way, no freaking way. See, you talking about having mind control over people? It's his son.
Oh yeah, you could tell right there he's little. Like his shoulders all the way down here compared to he's little.
You talking about the dad, Charles? That's him. I know you done seen him. He had to.
Yeah, I know who he. I mean, yeah.
I didn't know he was.
Oh, look at this. You can tell right there.
I didn't know he was that little though, and he had all these women.
No.
Oh, right here.
No.
Now what? Say.
No.
I've never really looked at Charles Manson like looked at him, y'all, and it's what. Hey, them little ones, man. Is this him at old age? He passed away, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, he's from Ohio. Sure. Not surprising at all.
He was born there. I mean.
It's the Ohio DNA in him. All right, man. Look.
John notifications.
I didn't know Charles Manson was that small.
Ciphers. A cipher is a coded message that's deliberately disguised in order to convey a hidden message. There have been a number of killers over the years that have communicated in ciphers, most notably the Zodiac.
It's okay. This is all gonna be okay.
The case of Ricky McCormack is another involving ciphers, and one that also remains unsolved. Here, the message was found on McCormack's body after his remains were found in a Missouri cornfield on June 30th, 1999.
Within Ricky's pockets were 2 pieces of paper, both filled with seemingly random letters and punctuation that local police had no chance of being able to decipher.
The FBI is still actively seeking public assistance in cracking the cipher at the time of this writing, since it's believed that the clue to the identity of McCormack's murderer lies within the code.
The head of these...
What'd you do that for?
I said, if y'all can't if y'all can't figure out what it say, and y'all have like people that do that, teams and all these years, how y'all think we gonna be able to solve it?
You never know who's smart out here.
I mean, you would
But the
run
clue
into
to
that
the
one
identity
person.
of McCormack's murderer
True.
lies within the code.
The head of the CRRU says, "We are really good at what we do, but we could use some help with this one. Breaking the code could reveal the victim's whereabouts before his death and could lead to the solution of a homicide."
Which of these stories creeped you out the most? Let us know in the comments below.
Yo, I got a question for you and but then I answer it afterwards. Yeah, I get mine because I don't know where y'all at. Which one you think they'll be able to crack first? Ricky's or the Zodiac?
Ooh, it's the Zodiac.
They still haven't been able to like crack the code, like what it means.
No, I'm saying like what
his letters. Oh, you saying like what is Zodiac's letters?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, like you gonna be able to do it.
Is it just that right there in the middle?
It's
that
stuff like this.
Okay, this says make it big so I can see.
I can't.
Oh.
You're not gonna be able to crack. Which one y'all think will be easier to crack though?
I think this one be easier.
Ricky's or the Zodiac Killer? Oh, this already say her.
I see that say her, so I'm trying to think.
And then this looks like it's spelled backwards. They might be able.
I feel like this one probably.
The Zodiac Killer letter look like it's because you can see words in there. You can see words in there though.
Also, some of this stuff don't even. They be wanting you to go on like this long.
They probably don't mean a damn.
They probably
thing.
don't mean nothing.
Now Ricky's
probably random stuff.
Ricky's don't make a his don't make sense. This ain't the first time we seen his. His don't make any sense at all, bro.
Yeah, that one I definitely just don't have a clue. It's just like any letter that came to your head, you wrote it down. That's what it looked like.
That's what it's giving you.
That's what it's giving.
I feel you. I feel you, man. Hey, man, y'all spam us up in the comments. Let us know. If y'all don't know, just you can go to Google, type in. That's what we did. We're looking at Ricky's right now, Ricky McCormack, and you'll see his actual photo, and you can see the letter, because he had several letters. Then he had like 2 or 3 letters in his pocket or something at the time of his death. And then the Zodiac Killers, look up there. Which one do y'all think is gonna be the easiest one for them to break? I do believe it'll be the Zodiac Killers first, before Ricky's, and we never know when Ricky's might be able to be deciphered.
Yeah. But
unfortunately, whoever might have did that to him might be long gone.
True.
But hey, y'all spam us up in the comments, man. Let us know y'all thoughts about it for us down below. But until next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Tiana Pros.
We are. We out.
Time to kick it, got a stack of flip for my folks. Dollar, 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 dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar, 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 dollar. Let me watch out for my